Welcome to the Prince Armory Academy. Today we'll be crafting the Berserker Hound Helmet using EVA foam and our user-friendly DIY armor patterns. This episode is sponsored by the Foamery, and for this project, we're using the Foamery's 4mm EVA foam, known for its high density and ease of use. It's perfect for all kinds of cosplay and great for making affordable mock-ups. All of our patterns come with PDFs that you can print at home and easily cut out by hand. I'm also now including vector files with our patterns that you can use with a laser cutter, and that's what I'll be using here. I'm very excited to introduce you all to our incredible new laser cutter for the first time in this video. I've recently partnered with Eon Laser USA, and they have provided this Nova 16 for us to use in future videos. The Nova 16 sports a massive work area, and this model features a 130 watt CO2 laser tube. And the Expand X3 fume extractor provided by FiltraBox will keep the air nice and clean with its 4-stage HEPA filtration. I'll do a deep dive into all the details on this and much more in upcoming videos. The first cuts I make are some material calibration cuts to explore the spectrum of speed and power levels, and I'll expand on this more in a later video. One thing I noticed about the control panel that I wasn't expecting is that it has a live preview. I just thought that was a neat feature. I love how the working area easily fits an entire sheet of EVA foam. I'll be using some small magnets to help hold down the edges. Also found some heavier magnet strips. There are many better solutions for work holding than this. This is simply what I had on hand at the moment. Comment below if you know some creative ways to hold down materials that have some bend to them. I'll have a lot more project videos coming soon, as well as many tips for laser cutting, so be sure to subscribe. And if there's anything you want to ask about these machines or laser cutting in general, leave a comment below and I'll be happy to try and help. I set the laser to lightly score the reference and decorative lines. This machine has a lot of power, so naturally it sails through a foam project like this without breaking a sweat. The high power and large cutting capacity of this machine will help us streamline and speed up many of our upcoming builds and projects, which means more videos more often. I didn't want the foam pieces to curl up and catch the laser head, so I generated some automatic tabs and light burn to prevent things from popping out and derailing the cut. The tab feature leaves behind tiny perforations, which lets me pull out the whole project in one sheet and easily pull each part free from there. Whether you cut the patterns by hand or use the laser to do it doesn't really matter for this project. Once you have your pieces ready, you can move on. I was experimenting with the leather creasing wheel I made previously. I was wondering if creasing the foam would make it easier to shape later, and I think our conclusion is that it doesn't really do much, so you don't need to do this. I'm just bringing it up here in case anyone is wondering what the score lines are from. Just ignore this here and check the recent leather gauntlets video if you're curious about what I'm talking about. I'm going to use some office brads to pre-assemble the helmet. For mock-ups, this is probably all you need to do. If you're building this as a cosplay to wear, you want to glue the pieces together. The easiest way to put this together is to start with the last piece of the helmet and work your way from back to front, attaching the retaining straps as you go. You'll notice some reference shapes on the straps which correlate to the shapes on the helmet segments, and this will show you where everything connects. The orientation matters, and the 3-point star will connect to part C when finishing the helmet core assembly. The last piece of the helmet is labeled L, so start by attaching the back end of the long retaining strap with the 3-point star. Parts J, K, and L at the back of the helmet have additional small retaining straps, and these two have shapes to coordinate their location. Adding these straps will allow for movement of the bottom leather plates. The 5-point star straps go next. Then the 4-point star at the far side of part L. Repeat for the next piece. Repeat for the next piece. You'll see where the 5-point star meets up here. For now, you will skip the 4-star strap on the end until you reach the final piece of the core, which is part C. Continue assembling the pieces one at a time up the retaining straps. You'll see the helmet core start to take shape at this point. It's very easy from here. You'll just keep working your way up towards the front of the helmet. Repeat for the next piece. Once you finish the core, you can join parts A and B to make the faceplate. This concludes the assembly instructions for this helmet. I'll get to work on a few minor adjustments. If you downloaded the pattern previously that was available for early access, please make sure to download the latest version. Ashley will take over the crafting from here to demonstrate how you can shape and decorate the helmet. This is our cat Fia. We didn't put her there. She likes to insert herself inside armor projects we're working on.
Just now.
The process for detailing the Berserk suit is pretty straightforward. There are basically two main techniques. One is to use the heat gun to get the primary shapes and creases into place. First, heat up the whole piece to relax the foam into a neutral position. Heat up the crease along the reference line specifically, and then fold them over and pinch them until they are cool to retain their shape. Then it's a matter of using a wood burning tool to burn in the striated line details. Just be sure to use proper respiration and or have good ventilation. Just take your time and try to be consistent with your line work. The guidelines and included reference materials will show you where to make all of the folds, so even though there are a lot of parts, it's really easy to build and decorate. Once you've decorated all the pieces, just assemble everything again as per my previous instructions. If you're going to wear it for cosplay, go ahead and glue it up at this time. If this project looks like fun and something you want to try, head over to our academy and grab the patterns there. We'll have links in the description for our patterns and more information about our sponsors and equipment used in this video. The core of the helmet is the easier part. The faceplate will take a little more effort than the other segments, but the general premise is the same. Just crease or fold the lines according to the reference material provided. You'll want to consult the PDFs even if you laser cut the patterns. Blue lines indicate a raised crease, and the green line indicates a recessed fold. Just trust the process. And you can decorate the line work as you see fit. You can copy what we did, which is largely based on the manga reference, or you can go your own path. We'd love to see what you come up with. In fact, as you craft it, and when you finish it, it'd be amazing if you could join us on our Discord and post your photos in our apprentice gallery. For those of you who may want to support the making of videos like this, I'm excited to announce that we've recently transitioned from Patreon to our own premium guild memberships directly on our website. This strategic shift allows us to enhance your experience and offer more value directly from our platform. In addition to the previous features like behind the scenes, work in progress, early access, monthly pattern credits, we have exclusive discounts. We also now have welcome packs filled with a variety of patterns at each tier to get you going. And there's fun new features in the works like ranks, achievements, and many ways to get store credit rewards. There's an additional bonus for yearly signups for a limited time too. I hope you'll check it out. Follow the link in the description. Still here? Thank you. We appreciate you watching until the end. I'll see you in the next video.